Sadashiva Samarambam Sankacharya Madhyamam Asmaracharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Pranavanandam. Adorations to Lord Shiva without form. In the beginning you had no form. You took a form and we worship you because we want to relate. We are not advanced to worship you without name and form. So we worship you in form. And that form again is Adi Shankaracharya. And you came, and within a very short time you have restored Hinduism to its highest glory. And then when your job was over, you just departed from Kedarnath. You came again as Swami Parameshananda, announced your coming. And throughout your sojourn, from conception through the last moment that you were in the physical body, you are 100% omnipotent, all-powerful, all the time, 100% all-pervading. You exist here, there, and everywhere in your creation. And you're omniscient. You know the past, present, and future. And you know exactly what is necessary to sustain the creation, your creation. Om Bhadrang Karnivih Srinyama Bhadrang Pashimakshabhirya Jatra Sthirairangaisthastavam Sastanovi Vyaseva Deva Hindam Yadaya. Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Oh Lord, help us so that we could discover that third ear, so we can hear divine things and we filter all that we hear. Give us that divine eyes so we could see in all of our creation. And let all our faculties, our hands, our mind and intellect be for the welfare of the world. Let us see you. Let us have that wisdom that we can be just like you. Give us that wisdom. Give us that divine power. Bhavasagar tarana karana hai Ravinandana vandana kandana hai Sharanagat kinkar vitamane Gurudevo daya karadena jane Ridikandar tamash bhashkaro hai Tumi Vishnu Prajapati Shankara Para Brahma Parat Paraveda Bane Gurudevo Daya Karadina Jane Manabaran Shashana Kushahe Naratrana Tare Gunagana Parayana Devagane Gurudevo Daya Karadina Jane Kula Kundalini Kumabhanja Kahe Hridi Granti Vidarana Karakahe Mama Manas Chanchalaratri Gurudevo Daya Karadina Jane Ripusudana Mangalanaya Kahe Shukha Shanti Bara Bhayadaya Kahe Trayatap Hare Tabanam Gune Gurudevo Daya Karadina Jane Abhimana Prabhavari Marada Kahe गोतिहीन जने तुमि रक्षक है। चित शंकित वंचित भक्ति रने गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जन। तब नाम सरा शुभ साधक है, पतिता धम मानव पावक है। महिमा तब गोचर शुद्ध मने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। जय सद्गुरु ईश्वर प्रापक है, भाव रोग विकार विनाशक है। मन जैन रहे तब श्री चरणे, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने, गुरुदेव दया कर दीन जने। Namaste, devotees, and welcome again to Puja this morning. It's very cloudy there, here in America, Jamaica, Queens, USA. Today's being Thanksgiving is one of the major holidays in America. It's always the last Thursday in the month of November. And it's a holiday, and usually the Friday, and many are getting off also. So it's a 4-day weekend, lots of celebration traditionally. This year with COVID, it's a little restricted, but still the feeling is there, the enthusiasm is there to give thanks, and many will go to the church and they pray in places of worship and to give thanks for whatever was given. And this tradition started when the pilgrims came from England and they landed on Plymouth Rock. And the safe journey, they wanted to thank the Lord. And they would have used the turkey, the wild turkey, as the offering because, they're not vegetarians. So it's a day for prayer and also a day for celebration and a day to be genuinely happy. But prayers, what do we want to pray for in this time? Well, we want to pray we want to go back to where we are. Swami Parameshananda would have said, what is the goal of life? Self-realization, universal emancipation. That in itself is all inclusive of all the things that we want to think, speak, and hear and do. Because in self-realization, meaning that we want to go back to consciousness. It is not to go to a place that we call heaven, or in our Hindu tradition where Indra is the head of that heaven. Because we've seen that in that place, apparently their bodies, physical bodies are there. So that's not the true sense of liberation. Liberation is when you go back and you transcend the need to have a body, a mind, an intellect, an ego. And automatically you are gone to God without form as Lord Shiva. Mother Durga came from that same place. Swami Parameshananda came from the same place. Krishna Bhagwan came from that same place of consciousness, and he would have said, for me, that consciousness, the whole universe came into existence through the 5 elements. So when we are thanking, we want to thank the Lord. Our prayer should also be in a thankful way. Yes, give us what we have, and give us the wisdom so we can preserve our body and we can have a pure mind through our meditation. And our intellect will lead us to what has been said and through the scriptures so that we are proper guide. And also this false ego of us, we want to minimize it to the point where we only need it as a driving force to take us to that place of moksha. So this is a very powerful message, America. It's it is a country where technology is so advanced, and over the years from that time when Christopher Columbus would have discovered America and like that, since then it has been a country that war has been there. It's part of the history of America, continuously in war. because first the native Indians, they were targeted and eventually they were suppressed and many were killed, and then they have the Civil War and then the American independence in 1776. But America has taken that role to keep like a godfather for the rest of the world, to keep peace. And it boasts itself on its military strength and as most times as a deterrent, not to fight wars, but as a deterrent so that others will not challenge. So I personally thank for being in this country and having the education and the opportunity to excel in all areas. And then most of all, I thank Guru Maharaj for snatching me out of this mundane life after contentment and to put me on the plateau for going to that place where I seek to be without a name and a form. You know, when you go to funeral homes or people are describing, they talk about, oh, we want to go to our forefathers, we want to join them. Husbands and wives they will say, let's regroup again and join each other in that place after death. But that is not the ultimate thing, because once you have a body, there will be always suffering, because the body has to come with a mind and an intellect and an ego. So that is not the ultimate thing. So today we want to pray and we want to give thanks to Swami Parameshananda and for creating BHARAT, SEVASHRAM, and all other institutions and religions, credible religions, that the prophets came, Swamiji is the prophet of the age, Guru Maharaj, and Christ and the Buddha, they all are speaking that one truth, that everyone should go back to that place of consciousness. So we want to thank Swami Parameshananda for bringing us up to this point in time, and to continue to lead us and give us the wisdom that we are praying in this lifetime. I want to transcend all this creation, because whatever is created has to be destroyed. We talk about global warming in America, in politics and the new administration. We talk about the global warming. Naturally, whatever has been created has to be gradually destroyed, but we have to, like our bodies, the wise one will preserve the body, and what we watch, what we eat and what we drink and exercise, and so we want to preserve our body. But sometimes during this time when we consume too much alcohol and other things that we're not supposed to really eat too much of, too much sugar and all of this, naturally it would deteriorate the body. So we want to have that wisdom. Oh, Swami Parameshananda, give us that wisdom. And this is a very good message today. What do you have to thank for? Thank God for everything that you have. And also, we want to pray this morning. We want to surrender body, mind, intellect, and ego. And we want to say, Swami Parameshananda, we want to be like you. That you came out of consciousness, and when your work has been over, you established BHARAT, SEVASHRAM, and put it in strong footing. Then you out of your will, you left your body. Let us have that kind of wisdom. Give us that kind of a wisdom. So we pray to you this morning in that manner, and however you want to pray, but let your prayer be of one of thank, of gratitude for all that you have. Oh, नदिया न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल, अपने तन का मन का धन का दूजों को दे दो ज्ञान है, वो सच्चा इंसान रे इस धरती का भगवान है, इस धरती का भगवान है. Let us learn to serve, and when we do that, instantaneously we'll be lifting ourselves. And then we will be like gods and goddesses on this very earth. अगर सजिसका अंग जले और दुनिया समेत सवास दे, अगर सजिसका अंग जले और दुनिया समेत सवास दे, दीपक से उसका जीवन है जो दूजों को अपना प्रकाश दे, दूजों को अपना प्रकाश दे। धर्म ही जिसका भगवत गीता धर्म ही जिसका भगवत गीता, सेवा ही वेद पुराण है। ओ सच्चा इंसान रे इस धरती का भगवान है। नदियाँ न पिए कभी अपना जल, वृक्ष न खाए कभी अपने फल, अपने तन का मन का धन का दूजों को दे दो ज्ञान है। ओ सच्चा इंसान रे इस धरती का भगवान। चाहे कोई गुणगान करे, चाहे करे निंदा कोई, फूलों से कोई सत्कार करे, कांटे छुप जाए कोई, कांटे छुप जाए कोई। मान और अपमान ही दोनों मान और अपमान ही दोनों जिसके लिए समान है। वो सच्चा इंसान रे इस धरती का भगवान है, इस धरती का भगवान है। हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो, हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो, हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो, हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो। ओम हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो, हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो। ओम हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो, हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो, हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो, हर गुरु शंकर शिव शंभो। ॐ गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदा सिन्धु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। ॐ कुरुक्षेत्रा गया गंगा प्रभास पुष्कराणि च तीर्थन्यतानि पुण्यानि काले भवन्तु। ॐ अमृतोपस्तर्णमसि स्वाहा, अमृतापिधानमसि स्वाहा। ॐ सत्यं यश श्रीमये श्रयतं स्वाहा। ॐ शन्नो देवी रविष्टय आपो भवन्तु पीतये, शन्नो रवि स्रवन्तु नः। ॐ वाक् वाक् mouth, Om prana prana nose, Om chakshu chakshu eyes, Om srotram srotram ears, Om nabhi navel, Om hridayam heart, Om Kantaha, throat. Om Siraha, head. Om Bahobhyam, shoulders. Yashobalam, legs. Om Karatala Karaprishti. Om Purnamaraha Purnamiram Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamarhaya Purnamevavashishyate Dhyanamoolam Gururmurti Pujamulam Guru Param Mantramoolam Gururvakyam Mokshamoolam Guru Kripa. Now that we have prepared ourselves by doing the achman, sipping the water, purifying outside and all our organs, let them be very productive, healthy, and we would have made this a place of pilgrimage by sprinkling holy waters from the rivers of India. So now we'll be doing the Abhishek, where we are surrendering ourselves to that Lord, Swami Parameshananda, and join with me, please. Om Sahasra Shirisha Purusha Sahasrakshu Sahasrapat Sabhumin Sarvato Sritva Atyatishta Dashangulam Om Sarvataha Pani Padam Tat Sarvato Akshi Shiro Mukam Sarvatah Srutimaloke Sarvamavritya Tishtati Om Jyotishama Pita Jyoti Tamasaha Paramuchyate Jnanam Geyam Jnanagamyam Riddhi Sarvasya Veshtitam Om Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivashaho Sharanam Suret Pravaha Pralayasthanam Nidhanam Bijamabhayam Om Tvamadi Deva Purusho Purana Tvamasya Visvasya Param Nidhanam Tvamabhaya Swasvato Dharma Gupta Sanatanastvam Purusho Matome Om Pitasi Lokasya Characharasya Tvamasya Pujasya Garurgaryam Natvatsamo Asti Abhyadika Kuto Anyo Lokatrahi Apiya Pratimam Prabhaom Om Karojaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Guru Om Shiva Om Guru Om Shiva Om Guru Om Shiva Om Guru Om Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Guru Om Shiva Om Guru Om Shiva Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om Om Karo Jaya Guru Om Karo Jaya Shiva Om करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, गुरु ओम शिवा ओम, गुरु ओम शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, गुरु ओम शिवा ओम, करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम करो जया गुरु ओम, करो जया शिवा ओम, ओम नमो श्री भगवते प्रणवाय ओंकार मूर्तये साक्षात् परब्रह्म स्वरूपिणी नमस्ते श्री भगवते प्रणवाय परात्मने महामुक्ति विरात्रे ज्ञान भक्ति प्रदायिनी श्री गुरवे नमो नित्यं सुधासता शरीरने भवबन्धनाच्छिदानञ्च नमामि सर्वसाक्षिणं गहोरिष्टं गुहातीतं पुरुषं गहनात्मकं वन्दिताखिलमर्ताय पूजिताक्षेशभक्तये तेजोदीप्तो प्रकाशाय नमस्ते सर्वशक्तये प्रसन्नं वन्दनं देवं सर्वकल्याणकारणं नमामि सुक्ष्यामलङ्गं मधुरं सोमनोहरं Bhamakaradritadandaya Namatrishulapanaye Amitagaduritaya Pranavanandaya Te Nama Om Bhavatitam Yashto Mahabhavayuktam Nirakaram Jacha Sakaradiptam Om Ahaitukam Prema Ghanadibhya Murtim Acharya Rupam Pranavang Namami Acharya Rupam Pranavang Namami Om Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam 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 Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Bolo Sisi Guru Maharaj ki jai Shankar Bhagwan ki jai Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai Bhagwan Buddha ki jai Sat Santan ki jai Jai Sitaram. Well, it's nice to have you on a beautiful morning. Isn't the feeling of the divine that you have risen ourselves, we have lifted ourselves to that level? Yes, devotees, liberation, moksha, means, I want to repeat it again, that we would have got the wisdom in this lifetime, that we would have lifted ourselves, and our only desire is to return to that state where we have no name and form. We go to places of pilgrimage, like I always say, where Devan Prayag, where Bhagirati reach up in Alakhanda. And why we bathe there in the more premier place of pilgrimage? Because both of these two rivers, Alakhanda and Bhagirati, they lose their name and their form, and they became the Ganges. So we also, in this lifetime, we want, when we would have made our exit from this body, we want to go to that place where we don't have a name and a form. And when Swami Parameshananda would have told Arupananda Swamiji, and when Arupananda Sabji was about to leave his body, he says, Arupananda, you're going to join me. It wasn't meaning physically that you're going to come and you're going to see my body. It means that you're going to return to that place of consciousness where there's no body, there's no deterioration. And also, I can remember Guru Maharaj would have told me in Delhi ashram in a dream when I was doing the Aarati after I gave a vibrant talk about how he's the manifestation of consciousness. And I was given the opportunity to do the Aarati, and during that annual festival, so many Swamijis were there. I was thinking of, if I go back, I will see Swami Parameshananda, that form. No. And then when I went to sleep, I was thinking like that during the Aarati. And he, in his dream, he would have said, no, you come, you talk about me as consciousness, without name and form, from where everything came, the most powerful thing, the Satchidanand, truth, consciousness and bliss. You will come to me without that name and form. You will return to that place of consciousness. That is moksha. We want to end up in that place in this lifetime. Let us make a very sincere effort and let us lift ourselves up to that state. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.